from a fallout shelter somewhere under Seattle, Washington, it's the show you've been waiting for. Get ready to join your hosts, John and Kenric, as they talk comics, movies, and more. Now here's Spoiler Country!
All right, welcome back to Spoiler Country. And I'm laughing my ass off because it took us forever to get in sync to actually record.
Yeah, 3 times this time, man. 3 times.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It might have been 5, but it's all right.
Usually it's 1 and go, and it never happens on the first time. On the second.
Yeah,
you know what? I totally fucked that whole sentence up. So we're just going to pretend it didn't happen. And what you're going to say is, usually it's always in the first time, never more than 1. And this time it took us 3 to 5 times, and I still fucked up afterwards.
That's perfect. So Ace, is it Ace Comic-Con?
Ace Comic-Con, yeah. It's done by Ace Universe is the name of the organization that does it. Ace Comic-Con is the traveling show. It travels around. It started in Glendale, Arizona, and this is their first year doing it.
This is their first year doing it outside of Glendale?
No, anywhere. This is the first year.
Oh, they're just stationed out of Glendale.
Yeah, well, no, I don't know if they're stationed there, but that was just their first show.
Oh, I get what you're saying now.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah, that's crazy. This is the first year, and we got press badges, which is exciting.
We did.
I thought it was during the day, so I didn't get to go to tonight, but I'll be there tomorrow morning. Right.
Which we did some interviews, and I actually, Kaylie and I recorded a little bit of audio for this show for us. You'll hear later on, and we kind of made fun of you and me.
Oh, that's great.
Well, not you. We made fun of both of us.
Kidding.
I'm not going to give away the spoiler what the joke was, but it's pretty funny. But I want to.
That means it'll be lame.
Yeah, probably. Thanks for that. So the first thing I want to say is we didn't get press badges. We got press wristbands.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I did read that they're wristbands.
But the best part is our wristbands get us in the side door, and we don't have to wait in line. We just go into the show. When we get there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So it was pretty fun. I mean, I was legitimately sad you couldn't make it today. If I'm being completely honest with you.
Yeah. It would have been cool, man. I was bummed. But I had previous family engagements that I
family
promised
comes first.
to. So
family first, man.
Yeah, it's all good.
So it was cool. I mean, Kaylie and I talked about it a lot today. I mean, dude, it was interesting because I didn't honestly know what to expect with this show because it's called Ace Comic-Con, but it's very much advertised as a pop culture con to meet celebrities. Yeah. Right? Like I didn't know there was going to be that, be comic book artists there until way later after the show. And then I didn't realize that they were going to have hold on. Jet, go see mom.
This is what happens when you got 5 kids.
I know, right? You have interruptions all the time. And we're trying to do this quick because we just have
everybody's got stuff going on, so we got to be quick.
So you're going to hear kids in the background tonight, and I'm not going to stress too hard.
It's all good. That's life.
Right. So I didn't know that Humberto Ramos was there and Andy Park was there, and there was a bunch of decent name artists there that I was like, oh, I had no idea these artists were going to be there. And I don't know if that's bad on me for not looking into it or bad on because for the most part they were just promoting the celebrities.
Right. We didn't know that was going to happen.
No, not at all. But it was
I saw that they had some WWE people there too.
Yeah, it's crazy because I used to always be like, why is wrestling and comic books so close together? But it makes sense.
They really are.
It makes sense because wrestling and comics have had history together forever.
Yeah.
So
there's been a lot of intertwining.
Yeah. So Kaylie and I it was Kaylie and me because she was with me, and if I'm talking and she's there, she's going to talk too. You know your niece. We had 2 interviews for us today.
Oh, cool. Who were they with?
So we interviewed Dan Parent, who has been an artist over at Archie Comics for 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, he did. He's currently drawing Archie meets Batman 66, and he did Archie versus Predator. He did a bunch of Archie series. He did
Archie versus Predator,
right? Which is it's actually a great series if you ever read it. It's actually really funny. He did covers for Betty and Veronica meet Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy.
What does he think of the whole Riverdale thing?
I didn't ask him about that, but we should ask him about that tomorrow. But
and then they're doing the spinoff of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, but they're making it more like supernatural.
Right. I think I'm actually very curious for that show because I want to watch it because I like Sabrina,
Yeah.
We'll see. He was super cool to talk with, and he actually knows a friend of ours, Greg Smith. Yeah. You know Greg Smith, right? His wife, Ann Smith, Dan's one of her favorite artists, and so they know each other through passing of her always going and talking to him and her always talking about him, and she actually has a tattoo of some of his artwork on her, and that's how. Yeah, she talks to me always about Dan Parent. I was like, all right, now he's going to be the show. I have to go talk to him. So I went and talked to him. He was super nice.
Cool. And who's the second interview?
Oh, the second interview is with an artist named Lauren Moran.
Lauren Moran. Cool.
Lauren Moran. Yep. Just check her up at Lauren Moran on Instagram. She's awesome. And Dan Parent, just go to danparent.com.
Yeah.
They'll have links down in the show notes for that. Lauren Moran, she was so cool. Usually, you and I have a very strict rule on we don't interview people who don't have books, right?
Right.
And that's not because we don't think they're talented. It's because we're generally a comic book show. We want to talk to people who have a story to tell. However, when we were walking by this lady's artwork, it just captivated us. We're like,
yeah,
this is really, really good. And we started talking to her, and she was such a joy to talk with. We're like, do you mind if we interview you? Because you're really fucking cool.
That's cool.
So we talked to her, and she was pretty awesome. I gotta admit, she was awesome. Her artwork's fantastic. She let us take a picture of her booth to show everybody in the show notes, and she was awesome to talk with. So we're here from her too. And those are the two that I did today.
Awesome. Well, there you guys go. Get some interviews in. We're gonna have a more in depth of what Ace Comic Con is all about tomorrow.
Yep.
But today was the preview night, and Johnny and Kaylie got to go through and check it out. Sounds like you guys had a fantastic time, which is great. We didn't know because this is the first time this Comic-Con coming through, so we didn't know what to expect. But it sounds like it was better than anticipated.
First day was better than anticipated. So let's take a break here and listen to us talking with Dan Parent real quick.
Still at Ace Comic Con. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that.
Every time, apparently.
We're with Dan Parent. We talked to him a little bit earlier today. Super awesome guy. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I have been working at Archie now for over 30 years.
Wow.
Yes, it's a long time. And we grew up as a big Archie fan, Harvey Comics, all those other humor comics, and just kind of was lucked out and have been able to be drawing ever since.
That's awesome. I love your work. It's so clean and nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I was influenced by Dan DeCarlo and a lot of those other famous Archie artists. So
it definitely fits in the mold of Archie. It looks great.
Thank you.
That's job security right there. 30 years.
Yes. It's in this, especially in this business. Can't complain. Right.
You don't hear about that as often.
It's a tough business. I mean, it can be. It was a little easier when I started. I think there was more comics at the time, so it's a little more competitive now. So I'm kind of glad that I've got an in for this long.
So you've done a lot of the Archie crossover books, right?
Yes.
Which one's been your favorite?
I think my favorite is the one I'm working on right now, which is Archie meets Batman 66. That one is a real labor of love.
That's a great crossover.
It is. It works very well. It's classic Archie and classic Batman seem to they're a good fit.
Nice. I enjoyed the Archie and Predator series.
That was great too.
That one made me laugh.
That was good. That was shockingly violent, but effective.
It worked though.
It did work. Yeah.
That is awesome. Anything, Kaylie?
Where can we find? If people wanted to look for you online, where would they find you?
You go to my website, danparent.com. Very easy. And I'm on Facebook too. So I'm very, very easy to find. When you Google me, it's all these images come up. So
just Google Dan Parent, you'll find him.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, thank you very much.
Hey, you're welcome. Thank you. Thanks.
All right, yeah. So Dan, that was Dan. Dan was great.
Yeah, no, Dan was. He seems like a really nice guy. That was cool.
He was awesome. So, and then let's take a listen to us talking with Lauren Moran.
Will you record with us? And then we just start talking, and I'm like,
I'm recording now, by the way.
Okay. So we're at Ace Comic Con
in
Seattle, and we have Lauren Moran. Haha.
Nailed it.
Did it. I was like, sometimes it's Lauren Moran, and I'm just like, we'll see. But you got it.
So we on Orcas Island. There's Moran State Park.
There we go. So you know.
Named after you, of course, right?
It was. It was named after me and my family. My people, the Morans.
So tell us a little bit about your artwork.
So I love doing photo reel kind of stuff on different properties and things that I love. I love doing Star Wars artwork, wrestling artwork, just movies and stuff that I love. But I also like to do just comic book stuff, as you can see from my table. So it sort of spans all around, but I like doing stuff based on properties.
Yeah, I would say you have a great layout. Everything is very well to kind of give the listeners a little bit of imagination. We have a classic Batgirl that
we'll take a picture too.
Yeah, it really.
If that's okay.
Yes, absolutely.
like super stood out to us. We have
Well, what caught me was the Catwoman, and then the Batgirl, and then the Leia. And then Shuri, in that order.
Covering all the nerdy things, you know?
right. I like that you have a very eclectic of
You hit lots of
characters.
nerdums.
Yes. You have Star Wars. Yeah, I don't see any Star Trek.
I do. The only Star Trek thing I have this Kirk right here.
A young
So,
Kirk.
a young Kirk, a young handsome Kirk.
Yes, he does.
As he should be.
He looks very
Absolutely.
dashing. Well, there's kind of a little bit of everything. No, not Harley. It is, okay, you're going to have to explain that one.
Okay, so there was a couple years ago, there was this hashtag, well, not a hashtag, but the artist Ming Doyle started this trend where, like, if you were to fan cast people but switch the genders, like, what would you do and how would you
Gender
draw?
self-casting?
Yes, exactly. So this is David Bowie, Iggy Pop, and Lou Reed as the Gotham City Sirens.
There you go.
Yeah. And then I have...
I was like, wait a minute.
yeah.
That is not.
And then April Luggett, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, is Robin, and then Gerard Way is Raven. So
That's awesome.
just people that I'm fans of that I'm like, who would they make as good characters?
I love that. Oh, I just wish that I had the talent to draw. Somebody took my stick figures and made an entire comic out of them.
10 issues.
Wow, that's incredible. That's
Yeah.
more comic work than I've done.
I get bored and I don't sleep very much, so.
I know the feeling. No.
So, would you say pop culture probably is what inspires you most?
Absolutely. Pop culture is my main influence. It has been ever since I was little. I've always loved to draw just people that I love and people that inspire me.
So, what are your favorites?
Oh, my favorites? I mean, I think Star Wars is my favorite property to draw overall, as you can see. And I also...
There are a ton of great things. I have to say, the Kylo Ren, very, very nice.
It's fantastic.
Thank you so much. But yeah, probably Star Wars and wrestling are my two favorite things to draw. Yeah.
Very different things.
Yeah, they are.
Not really. I mean, they're both soap operas.
Very true.
One's in space and one's in a mat.
Exactly. It's a very dramatic scape along the both. Yeah, but wrestling is probably my other one that
Point out some wrestling.
Okay, so this is Charlotte Flair and Asuka. I did this for their match at WrestleMania. It was like a huge deal because Charlotte Flair is...
That could have been a poster.
Thank you so much.
All of these could be posters. It's fantastic.
That's like sort of the goal with my work. I like to make stuff that's like almost poster, like very inspired by like Drew Struzan a lot and all the Mondo stuff.
Drew Struzan's amazing.
He's the best. He's the goat. He's the goat. Yeah, he's the goat.
Do you see this?
Yeah.
This is very cool. It is a poster.
Yeah, match poster for Bailey and Asuka again. And then I have this piece over here, which is my Inktober from last year. Every day I just added a new female because at the time there's this one match called the Royal Rumble where it's 30 men come in and then they all try to push each other out. And at the time they didn't do a women's one yet, so my idea was like, I'm going to draw my dream poster for a women's Royal Rumble poster. And then they actually did it this year, and it was the best. Yes.
You're like, I did that. That was me.
I dreamed it. I am the reason this is happening. So those are my main wrestling things, and I think I have like a little one here too of Paige.
So I have to say, you have to do a poster of a bunch of women, but in the, I want to say comics, but I'm going to say pop culture.
Yes, I do want to. I had somebody who thought that was like all the women in the Marvel universe, and I was like, ooh, that's a good idea. I should do that. Yeah.
We have 2 people now, so you have to do it.
Yes, it's true. 2 suggestions.
3. I'll go in at 2. 3.
All right, 3. That's the charm.
But do I count? I mean, yeah, this is like I'm an illustrator, but I buy a vote on a podcast. Why I ever agreed to that, I don't know, but I did.
It was like 10 years ago, and they're already out, but it was really funny.
That's amazing.
Literally, I put to a vote on the podcast, but they voted to have it done, so we got it done and videotaped it.
I love that. Oh my God, incredible. Yes, please take part.
So where can people find you online?
Instagram is the best place to find me, Lauren Moran. I'm working on a website right now, so that is not out there, but definitely Instagram is the way to go. Instagram.com/Lauren Moran.
Cool. I'll have a link to that in the show notes, so everybody can just click on it. Make it easy.
Cool.
Thank you so much for your time. You've been great.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, she was super nice. I kind of think that Lauren could come on a full episode and talk with us about stuff. She was just so easy to talk with.
Speed podcast ever.
Right. So Ace Comic-Con Day 1, we are on our way home. Unfortunately, due to a scheduling conflict of Kenric and I not understanding how time works, Kenric couldn't make it today. He thought it was an all-day con, not an afternoon con for the first day, and I thought I had made that clear, but apparently I didn't, and apparently neither one of us knows how to check a website to make sure it's right. So, I have
he is
Kaylie.
not with us, but
is
he
not.
could join us later.
He will join. Well, you'll hear him on the show after this and before this because there's going to be an intro-outro for this with him and me. However, we're on our drive home from the show, so it is you're graced with the lovely presence of Kaylie from Y2CR Radio.
Hello, peeps.
Which may be going under a rebranding name soon.
We are doing a rebranding, and who knows what the future will hold.
Yeah, we've decided after 9 long years of using Y2CR Radio that we want to actually kind of have a name for our show that fits
Makes
us.
sense.
It makes sense to her and me because it's always been her and my show, so that's that. But let's talk about the show in spoiler country. So this show was kind of interesting for us because we didn't know what to expect coming in.
Not at all.
Because while it's called Ace Comic-Con, it doesn't. It didn't really feel like like I said, it felt like a jet city to me.
Right.
A small con, but they had some big names there for the celebrities. We talked to some people today,
Yes, we did.
and it was weird because today for us it was right after work, so we went to work for 8 hours, we'll say.
Close to 8 hours.
Yeah, we went to work for 8 hours, I say in quotation marks. And then we walked up. Wow, that plane is really low.
I was just watching that plane going, holy shit, that's...
Is it landing on I-5? Where the hell is it landing? The airport's over there.
No, I bet you they're doing Boeing.
Yeah.
They're
anyways.
U.S. in the UPS.
Yeah. Anyway, we went to work and walked over after work, and because it's literally in the place right next door to our office.
That was convenient.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was really nice.
Which means we have nice parking.
Yeah.
But it was weird because we had issues finding the actual press badge pickup area.
It was really confusing. It was not clear. We asked people. They sent us back and forth. That was super frustrating.
Yeah, the one guy sent us up to the VIP entrance, which was in a garage, which was weird.
That was weird.
I called the press liaison person, and as she's telling me where to go, we see it.
It was kind of funny.
But that was nice. Worked out to where we got our passes and got in, and luckily we have kind of nice having the press passes since we don't have to go in through the main door. We can bypass the line.
That was nice, especially after a long day. I don't want to sit or stand in line for an hour. It wasn't super long, but it was long enough that I was like, no.
Right. But it was. I don't know. What are your honest thoughts the first day? Quickly, 5 words or less.
5 words or less. I can't do that, but I will say that I was happily surprised.
I was happily surprised. That's 4.5 words. It's 4 words, 5 syllables. All right.
That was funny.
I can count. So you did it. Good job.
Yeah, I did. That was great. It was nice, and we interview a lot of. We try to interview people that we find interesting, not necessarily the most popular, but we also have to we're not going to talk a lot to people who are selling reprints or a comic shop. They don't usually have much to say,
Right.
And they're busy. Whereas with the
artists who are making books and doing fun stuff, that's what we like to do.
right, and they were busy.
It was.
They had a lot of people.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was very small. I expected there to be more vendors, more exhibitors, for sure. For all the big names and as many people as they said, I expected there to be more artist alley.
Well, this show makes its money off the celebrities, not the vendors and the artists.
Right.
And one thing we found out is a lot of the artists and the cosplayers and stuff, they got comped tables to come into the show, which is great, but that shows you that the attraction is the celebrities and the side product is the vendors and the artists, which is
Exactly.
which I do have to give Ace credit for the fact that they set up the photo ops and the autographs and the presentation area to be all around the vendors, so you're kind of forced to walk through the vendor area.
I was gonna bring that up.
Yeah, that
You
was
had to go in and see the vendors. It was not in a separate place. Whereas places like San Diego Comic-Con,
you go upstairs.
you have to separate them out.
Yeah.
So it's
was
kind
nice.
of, you have to know what you're working with. If it's a small con, you need to make sure that people are going to go see the vendors and
Yeah.
see the artist alley. If it is a big con and the comic books are already going to have a lot of people, you need to separate them.
Yeah. So, what I think is cool, and we're going to keep this short and sweet for Spoiler Crunchy because we're also going to do something for our show too, but I just want to say to you, Kaylie, that I think it's awesome and hilarious that you went today and you're like, even before today, you were just like, you know, I don't think I'm going to go more than one day just because it's been a long set of weeks with you starting to work and stuff. And you go today with me and you're like, you know, if we go in the early afternoon, I'll go with you.
I mean, I do. I love going. I really do love going. I love spending time with you. I love meeting people. I love talking. I love shopping.
Yes, all the things you love.
And they have tattoos at this one.
Yeah, tattoos.
That was interesting.
Well, Emerald City had a tattoo place
2 years ago.
Yeah, two or 3 years ago.
I don't think they were there last year.
No, they weren't. But that was it was 2 or 3 years. I don't remember.
We did talk to 2 tattoo artists. One of them was just a complete douchebag. And then the other one was a super nice guy. We might interview him tomorrow if I can come up with some money to get a tattoo. I'm going to, but the likelihood of that is probably not very large.
All right, so wrapping this up for Spoiler Country, you'll hear from Kenric and me in a minute to go over the whole day and stuff, talk about that. I just wanted to give you guys a couple minutes with Kaylie and me because she is the one who went with me today, and she's a big part of both shows.
Well, thank you, John.
All right, guys, I think that's the show for today. Short and quick and nice and sweet. Don't forget, we are available everywhere podcasts are heard. You can get a hold of us on Facebook at Spoiler Country, on Twitter at Spoiler_Country. And I can never remember our Google phone number.
707-656-2080. And I'll tell you, honestly, every time I say that number, I look at my keyboard on the phones because I have the pattern memorized.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But 707-656-2080 is the phone number. You can email us at spoilercountry@gmail.com. Check out our website, scpod.net. And as of this episode, you can hear all my kids talking in the background behind me because I couldn't make them be quiet.
There you go. Thanks, guys. Don't forget, open that mind and read more. We're out.
See ya. Jack, what is this? Put it back.
What are you doing?